The sun was beginning its slow descent over Venice Beach, casting long golden streaks across the pavement. Musicians, artists, and performers lined the boardwalk, each hoping to earn a few dollars from passing tourists. Among them was an elderly street performer named Samuel, his fingers dancing across the strings of a worn-out guitar. His voice, though weathered, carried a soulful tune that wove through the evening air like a forgotten lullaby. Samuel had played on this boardwalk for over 2 decades, his music a constant companion to the ever-changing tide of strangers who passed by. His guitar case lay open before him, a few crumpled bills and coins scattered inside, alongside a modest brown hat, where generous listeners often placed their spare change. As Samuel played, a group of teenagers strutted down the boardwalk, laughing loudly. One of them, a lanky boy in a black hoodie, locked eyes on Samuel's setup. With a smirk, he took a step forward and, without hesitation, kicked the hat over, scattering its contents onto the pavement. Coins clattered, rolling in different directions. The boy's friends erupted in laughter as Samuel's music faltered. He sighed deeply, bending down to pick up his meager earnings. Passers-by hesitated, unsure whether to intervene or ignore the cruel act altogether. But then something unexpected happened. A voice, calm yet firm, broke through the uneasy silence. "Hey, man, that's not cool." Heads turned. From the crowd emerged a tall figure dressed in a simple black t-shirt and jeans. His hair was slightly disheveled, his beard trimmed neatly. It took only a moment for the whispers to begin. Keanu Reeves. The teenager's smirk faded as he recognized the famous actor standing before him. His friends shifted uncomfortably, nudging him to step back. Keanu knelt beside Samuel, helping him gather the scattered coins. "Are you all right, sir?" he asked, his voice kind. Samuel looked up, eyes twinkling with quiet gratitude. "Happens more often than you'd think," he said with a small smile. Keanu reached into his pocket and pulled out a crisp $100 bill. Without a word, he placed it inside Samuel's guitar case. A hush fell over the crowd. Then he did something even more unexpected. He picked up the fallen guitar and strummed a few chords. The melody was simple, but his fingers moved with familiarity. Samuel chuckled, adjusting himself on his stool. "You play?" "A little," Keanu admitted, handing the guitar back. "But not like you." Then, turning to the teenager who had kicked the hat, Keanu gestured toward the case. "Why don't you fix your mistake?" The boy hesitated. His friends were no longer laughing. The weight of embarrassment settled on his shoulders as he pulled a crumpled 20 from his pocket and placed it in the case. "I'm sorry," he muttered. Samuel nodded. "Takes a good man to admit when he's wrong." Keanu stood up, clapping the teenager on the back lightly. "Just remember, kindness doesn't cost a thing, but it makes the world a lot richer." The boy nodded, looking down. As he and his friends disappeared into the crowd, something about him seemed changed. The spectators who had gathered broke into applause. Samuel, with a newfound warmth in his heart, picked up his guitar and strummed a lively tune. And Keanu, ever the humble figure, simply smiled, blending back into the sea of people as if he had never been there at all. That night, the story spread across social media like wildfire, not just about an act of kindness, but about the power of influence, how one person's decency could inspire another's redemption.